theme. We got a boys in the brain. Boys in Barry. Boys on the side. Boys on the
Boys
five.
on the side, yeah.
Boys on the inside. Boys to men. Boys from men. Boys into men. Boys inside men.
It's just the start of the podcast that it is recording.
It is recording.
Perfect.
But yeah, I think our volume's going to be good there.
Yep.
Because lowering gain means I have to turn volumes up a little more.
Sure.
So I think we're
more
pretty much good there.
Right,
Ha!
We got good. Yeah,
Might be a little
you gotta
too
work
loud
to
for
max
the
it out
louder
by the
bits,
looks
but
of it.
yeah.
If I'm being a real dickhead about it. See, I'm not even
Yeah.
reaching there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whee!
So, yeah, what's this called again? Tales from the Fun
Tales from the
From
Funbox.
the Fun Box.
Tales from the Fun Box. With Dusty, Rawless, and Russ.
Yep.
In no particular
that
order. No, you said that order. I said no particular order. There's no partisanship involved in this
I guess we
podcast.
gotta fight to the death.
It's all fun. Yep, it started off with an argument.
Some of us
One
might be
thing I'm
better than
trying to
others, but
escape.
we're
Like an abusive relationship, hey? I'm like, man, that guy looks like he could really throw a punch. I wonder what he's up to.
A single knife falls into the ring.
Rawless just tossed a dagger into the midst. So, yeah, we're back
it's a
inside.
knife and ladder match.
We're back inside the Fun Box, which is what we're calling this little closet now. And, yeah, Rawless
Good to have
included
a
a little
name,
bit in the
that's-
art there so you can kind of get a picture of what we're... I'm looking past him. He keeps looking behind him like I'm looking at something. Like we're literally in a closet. There can't be anything behind him. And he keeps turning around like, what?
And I know
Oh, is it over here? It's your closet.
There's
Yeah.
someone
something
behind
new in
you.
here?
Yeah. Is there a window I didn't know about? A window into the closet.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we were just going to get into talking about what the fuck we feel like talking about for about the next hour here, and then no more.
I don't want to
But
hear
any
it again.
dudes, before I take over this for 45 minutes, you struggle for
Not
oxygen.
much, man.
yeah.
I guess we worked a little more on our game last night.
That I'm
Not
interested
a
in.
lot, but a little bit.
We parallaxed.
Well, we didn't get the parallax done. We
Oh,
got
we
everything
tried.
set up. Got everything set up to be able to get to the point. We're at the point where we can parallax.
Parallax.
Parallaxing is when you have like multiple backgrounds and foregrounds that kind of scroll
Yeah,
over
you
top
know
of
when
each
you
other.
move. and
Yeah,
set
so we
the
had to-
background.
had to
That was
set
one
up-
of the things I
had to
liked
set
about
up,
Road
Rash,
Rash, the video
colliders
game. Good
and
parallax.
Good
shit like
parallax
that
on that
first,
game.
and
Yeah.
camera tracking on the character
That's the first
first, and
thing
all
I
that stuff. So that's all set up now. So now we can. We want it to parallax, like with the camera tracking to the character. You know, so as the character moves, the backgrounds and foreground move.
Yep.
With the character
Make it
and the
look
camera. Yeah.
like there's depth and shit.
Apparently, coding is harder than we thought it was.
Well, you maybe. You didn't
No,
think
it
it
seemed
was hard.
very hard to me. Right? It still does. I have no idea. So yeah, if you guys are doing some like motion capture of like any slug-like demons, I'm on board. I can slug it
It'll
up for
be
you.
slug number 1.
Yeah.
Green,
Yeah.
green slug.
Whoa, that's a lot
Should
of
we name
pressure.
them?
Maybe like number 3 or number 4. I don't wanna be near
No,
the top
you're
of
you're the slug boss. You're a slug boss. We could have a boss as a slug.
Actually,
that'd be awesome.
I was working on a bit about. Okay, so I was sitting there the other day, literally having a poop, and
Literally?
not part of the joke, but like because I was sitting there and I'm like, I should just, as I want to write more jokes, I should be able to figure out how to just do jokes about anything, like anything. I should be able to figure out what's funny, and so I was like, sink. I'll try and fucking write something funny about a sink, right? So I started working on it, and I was like, well, what are sinks? You know what I mean? Like they're slippery, you put water in them, they fucking houses have lots of them, you know. And I was like, oh, maybe that's my thing, lots of sinks. Maybe we got too many sinks. Maybe it's too many drains. So then I focused on
Sink with
you
no
know
drain.
what? Here's what I'm doing from now on. I feel like I got too many drains in my house. I got this multi-drain system when one goddamn drain would do. So I'm switching to a single drain use system for my home. And I know what you're thinking. Big open drain in the middle of your house can be disgusting. The smell is going to be horrendous. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it outside. I have a bit of a slope maybe to everything, so I can push it all in there. Everything kind of slides in there. And then to help deal with any of the, you know, the debris or like animals or anything else that falls in there,
Yeah.
I get one of them sarlaccs.
Oh,
You know
a
what I
sarlacc
mean?
for your pit.
Exactly, right? So I'll have a full-blown sarlacc pit, which will be phase 3 of my 5-phase program to become intergalactic gangster and space slug.
Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt.
Ah, yes.
So that's my bit about sinks. And with becoming Jabba the Hutt, I'm into it. So yeah, that's not the joke yet, but that's gonna be the premise of it.
And
So
it's
I'm
got
gonna,
Star Wars. I'm in.
I'm gonna figure it. Well, like I'm doing this this thing. Talk nerdy to me is what they're titling it.
I made a
It's just
shirt that
about
said that
nerds.
on it once.
But then it seems appropriate for you.
What do you say?
So I'm trying to write more nerd-related humor. for that specific show.
You gotta
'cause
read
if
some
I
more
can
comic books,
Write
my
a bunch
friend.
of good nerd jokes. Well, I figured the Star Wars reference is pretty good. Throwing
That's
a
pretty good,
Sarlacc
yep.
in there, right? That's niche enough that like most
The
like,
nerds will eat
my
that
dad,
right up.
my dad would think I was trying to say syphilis or something. You got some sort of syphilis
Syphilis
pit?
pit?
What's he trying to say there, brother? And I'm like, no, you've got syphilis on the brain. The doctor told us.
You're a syphilis pit, Dad.
Where is Grandma? No, gross. You guys. Yeah, right.
Speaking of syphilis, what's that fucking Al Capone? Because that's how he died.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you got
Really?
syphilis.
From the
yeah.
syphilis. Yep.
No.
I learned that the worst way possible. That fucking movie that they made of Al Capone.
Long story short, Wallace has syphilis.
The doctor's like, Al Capone died of syphilis too.
So he's like, well, give it a whirl. Yeah. Seemed to work for him.
So it's a movie about Al Capone, and I thought, oh, cool, a movie about this gangster. It'll be all about gangsters. It'll be gangster shit. Cool shit that gangsters do. No, it's just about Al Capone shitting in diapers.
Oh my God.
It's the last year of his
vividly
life.
shitting
Yeah,
in diapers,
chasing
eh?
children around.
It's fucking. What's his name that was in
it
Gangs
was
in New
a
York?
horrible movie. Huh?
Who's in Gangs in New York? And
Oh.
was it My Left Foot? Also, he was in.
I
And
can't
Let There
remember.
Be Blood.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
One of the greatest actors of our generation.
Yeah.
Whose name I cannot remember because he's been in like 5 of them. But he's incredible. But I was just picturing him
Is your mic on,
going
Chris?
like full on fucking.
Right? So
Ross has
Now
a-
it is. I was wondering why the volume was so low on there.
Edit nothing.
that's probably
Edit nothing.
Switch up is
I don't know-
on.
I don't
And
know-
we're back.
I don't know if anybody picked up on that or how well it's going to come across. But Ralph's definitely had his mic up for the whole first chunk of this. And you know what? I seen him even step into
Yeah.
the forefront like, I'm going to be part of this conversation. I'm maybe even going to dictate it a little bit. And he got in there and he took the mic and he was telling the story. Not on. So once again, you were talking about Al Capone having syphilis. Again, he was talking about Al Capone having syphilis. This is the greatest part of this.
Yeah, his little diaper
Yeah.
rolling around the yard with a Tommy gun. It was a terrible fucking movie.
Rolling around in the air. Oh, he was in like a wheelchair?
Well, he was for a little bit,
Yeah,
and
okay,
then,
fair
then he
enough.
gets out. He thinks so. His syphilis brain thinks all of his fucking like people that work for him are like FBI and shit, and they're coming to like raid him and shit. So he just Yeah.
Common side effect of syphilis.
so that's the-
Sinus neck to syphilis.
Holy fuck. Russ, he's got one thing to offer, and it's a backstabbing critique once in a while.
That's right.
Slip out.
Anyway,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
it was a
At least, too
horrible
bad it wasn't a
fucking
nip slip. I'm a little disappointed.
Again, this is a tight closet.
So tight.
Begging for
We're
nip
so
slips,
close.
Not the spot. So you said you might quit your job this morning?
Yeah, I might.
You're telling-
Might
that's what
just.
you're telling me?
Told him I think I quit. Is what is my words. I was like, because I didn't do one thing that he assumed. It was a misunderstanding. It was a computer. So I thought he said it didn't need to be done till like Tuesday sometime, and he's like, oh, it's supposed to be done for today. I was like, well, fuck, I didn't know that.
Bear in mind today's
He's
Monday
like,
sometime.
he's like, I'm a little annoyed. I'm like, well, I'm beyond a little fucking annoyed. I think I might quit. You know.
Oh,
and
shit,
then
that escalated quickly.
Then he's like, well, because last week too, and when my back had a problem, and he was being kind of dink about it. So yeah, that plus this, I'm like not
that plus this equals
yeah,
go
Fuck
fishing.
yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Equals when's his bus get here?
Mhm.
I'm out of here. Well, you know what, Russ? I wish you all the best out there. Not being homeless and whatnot
Oh no,
can be lucrative.
got lots of prospects, man.
You can come
Yep.
work for me in the Funbox.
Doing
Okay.
what exactly?
Huh?
You pay worse than he does.
Yeah, on me.
You
Yeah.
feed me lemon peels.
I should just stave off the skirt.
You pay me with lemon peels and peanut shells.
Sorry, I was just going quick notes here. Just thinking, last podcast, new podcast. Get this out of the way real quick.
Mhm.
I was looking at notes that I was making for today, and I'd accidentally flipped back a page and seen some notes for the previous one.
Ah.
My note in the previous one, it was Churchill and Eisenhower, WW2. That's what we were talking about.
Oh.
My note for this one was, best part of waking up is my balls in your mouth. For the Folgers theme song. Different
It's a much
vibe.
better topic.
Different
much
vibe,
better topic.
yeah.
Higher quality
My
material.
balls
Right
in your
here.
mouth or Churchill and Eisenhower, WW2.
What are you selling in that?
No, I was working on a bit about how I've been depressed pretty fucking regularly for about the last 5 years on and off, and that's the funny part. So I was working on a bit about how it was really tough to get through a lot of days. I had to treat it like it was sucking a cock I didn't want to. Yeah, you'd wake up, hey, just like
As
looking
opposed
at
to the
it,
ones you
and
do want
suck
to
the
suck.
day's dick. Yeah, right. Yeah, because sometimes I do want to. I'm enthusiastic. Suck this day's dick, you know.
Johnny Depp,
When
what are
I'm
you doing
depressed,
here?
it's just like fucking, yeah,
I'm already
stay-
in the closet.
Yeah, exactly. There they go. I'm just like staring at the tip, you know, and I'm like, fucking, oh great, I gotta pull the fucking turtleneck back on this. Can't even get a peeled one to start my day. Hey, so I start it like that, and then it's off to work, and it's like, oh, fucking, just 2 more inches, and then we get to have coffee.
Did
know
you
what I
wash
mean?
this?
Yeah, and then I just kind of fucking glaze over and try to go limp for the next 6 inches till the end of the day. Am I saying inches? I mean hours. 6 hours to the end of the day. But then you kind of come to, hey, you're driving home, tears running down your cheek. Like, at least it's
aren't
all
tears.
over. At least it's all over.
Tears of happiness.
You know what I mean? I'm just hoping no one likes my work. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't deal with a promotion. You know, it's too much pressure on the back of my throat. Right? So yeah, actually, I'm working on a bit about that, about how depressed day is like sucking on a dick.
Yeah.
So there's some similarities. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Pauly Shore podcast I mentioned to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'd asked you if you'd ever seen it yourself wrestle.
No, I don't think I have. No.
All right. Well, anybody else who hasn't that's been listening.
I've been watching Workaholics though, and I just saw him in an episode.
Hey, that's what brought it up. That is what brought it up. And then I was like, oh yeah, I remember I was watching him. Excuse me. Deteriorate mentally for about 18 months. It was really fun.
Great. Maybe he has syphilis.
No, he fucking. Okay, no. What happened was.
Ew, when he was
What
syphilis.
happened was is he had like a bunch of like just like crazy. Like his dad died, which was rough, and it was a couple years ago. But then like he was super tight with his mom, and his mom's Mitzi Shore, who like ran, I believe it's a comedy store in L.A. for fucking years. Like she was the gatekeeper of like comedy at that fucking place for the longest time. And so he grew up around like all these fucking comedians, right? Like and
That was
of
his
course,
in. That's how he got there.
That's why he was always doing it, right?
Yeah.
He was always fucking Pauly Shore. But anyways, so she died a couple years ago now.
Oh, shit.
But when she died, like at the end, she was really sick, and like she had this little house where she was like kind of set up in the living room. And I'm not sure if he was living with her right at the end, or he moved into the house just after she died. But either way, he's living in his dead mom's house, and like her bed's still made up and shit. Oh. And for the first like, I don't know how many episodes. It had to be 6 months worth though. It was like just him. And this like buddy of his who's in a closet like we are right now, like running the sound and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just like walking around his house, like talking to cameras that are up in the corner of the room and shit, and just like doing whatever. He's like, I'm making some pasta, you know.
Well,
Yeah, I've seen some of those videos. I've seen some videos of him on Facebook, like just doing whatever things, like making a cake or something, or what the fuck ever.
Sure.
You know,
Well,
stuff like
no,
that.
that's even as he's gotten to be more functional. Because like the beginning ones, it was like he was totally fucking like brain broken. Yeah. And I remember watching a few of them, and like, because I'm watching them live, I'd find it when they were coming on, and I'd watch them live on YouTube, eh? Yeah. And I'm like,
are the cameras just always on?
Well, no, I'm like, do I need to phone somebody to check in on Pauly Shore? Like, is anybody else watching him have a fucking breakdown right now? Like,
can you call
it's
him? He should have a hotline.
fucking. Oh man, but no, like he's it seems like it, maybe again that could have just been my perspective, but I do think he was like really having a rough time there. But now it's like. So yeah, so it started with just him and this guy. Now he's got like an old guy that like plays music, and he gets guests that come in and they'll do dances, and he's had like people from the neighborhood that just come and hang out, but like actual like, hey, I'm a celebrity and I know Pauly Shore and I might
People
stop
coming
by.
to save him.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's like it's like he's in on the joke now and having fun with it. Where before it was just like, hey guys, I'm just doing this into the void. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm out of control.
I'm just famous.
I can
and you'll watch
absolutely
me.
fucking crash at any moment, and I have no idea what's gonna happen. So yeah, that was a fucking intense ride.
Having a little Howard Hughes.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Well, and again, it's like
I
you're
hate
like,
to say it, but that does sound kind of interesting as shit. Probably
watching somebody break down in real time.
No,
yeah.
the fact that it's Pauly Shore.
Oh
breaking
yeah, I
down
see what
real
you're
time.
doing there. Yeah. No, terrified.
It's like that Workaholics episode that we just watched because they wheeled him up in a fucking glass box.
Yeah.
And if you win these sales, you get to party with Pauly Shore. And they're like, holy fuck, it's the Weasel.
Yeah, exactly.
That's his
The
life
Weasel.
now. Rolling him out in these boxes.
I don't know, man. Not far off.
There's holes in the box at least.
Right.
Breathing holes.
Yeah, always like, there's always a hole in the box. Don't you worry about holes in the box.
You got your breathing holes, and then you got your
Box I've
fucking
ever been
holes.
in,
It's
yeah.
always at head height.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was working on another bit too about because I was just getting switched over to this new medications. I had a phone call this morning about it, and they're like, well, do you want to take a fucking little seminar or whatever for us to show you how to give you the shot properly? And I'm like, I'll figure it out. Yeah, it's like a needle fucking thing, right? So I was like, I'm not really worried about it. And then they're like, okay, well, you want to make sure that the first time you do this, you got a family member or friend there, just in case you have any adverse side effects. And I was like, whoa. I gotta make friends now? They're asking a lot out of me. She really laughed about that. But anyway, so I was gonna work on a bit about that. So I was like, yeah, you gotta fucking. I got this new medication. The doctors are worried about the adverse side effects. So I'm gonna say the first time I use it, I might pass out. So I gotta make sure I get a friend or family member there. I said,
Oh shit.
and again, I'm like, well, that's no good. I hope they got a pamphlet on that. I don't know how to fucking make friends. And it seems important. It says if you fuck up the friend part, you could wake up with all your stuff gone. They call it empty apartment syndrome. That's one of the side effects.
There's another medication for that.
Yeah, empty apartment syndrome. So then I'm like, yeah, it's one of the side effects. And I said, and actually, now that I'm saying a lot of these side effects out loud, they seem a lot scarier. I mean, anal fissure seems fine in my head. But as soon as I said it out loud, I was like, fuck, I don't want that. I mean, this prolapse anus is already pushing it. I mean,
I think
that's pretty much enough.
I wouldn't want that.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, right? And then I'm like, for anybody who doesn't know what prolapse anus is, it's a pink sock.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm also going to mention that I can definitely tell you the wind is out of the southeast tonight as well. So it really builds to a crescendo.
You're becoming more useful by the day.
Oh God! Well, this is what I want to do. I'm decided. I haven't been this fucking excited about anything in a long time, and I love writing jokes. And I haven't written anything other than the occasional song in years, like when I was doing more songwriting. But it's so fucking satisfying to put this stuff down. Well, dude, I wrote it a proper fucking even set list last week. It was 5 minutes of six and a half minutes, I guess. 'Cause I stayed over a little bit of all fucking new material worked into actual dreams and shit. Our dreams into actual bits. I was just reading part of it because it was about a dream, right?
This is your dream journal.
So this is good here. I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but we might even talked about this on the last one about that cross country skier at the Olympics.
Oh yeah.
We talked about this before.
Yeah.
He froze the base of his penis, and they said the real tragedy of that it was in a 9-year-old. That's it's offside. That's how he saved the base, though. The rest of it was. So then right afterwards, I'm like, I know, you guys probably think I must just fucking hate kids with a joke like that. That's disgusting. How can you make a joke like that about children? You must hate them, And I'm like, I don't hate them. I have signed a petition to get most of you chemically castrated, but I don't hate children. Yeah. Indeed.
So he loves them.
Yeah.
He loves children.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
He's a child lover.
I just love them. I'd love that they didn't exist in the first place. I don't want them gone. I just don't want them here. So yeah, been on the.
What's been on to do this week?
Doing some fucking.
You told me you got a new VR thing.
I did. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
PSVR.
Picked up at
Never played.
hit a sales target this week at work, and that was pretty much the equivalent of what my bonus was a used PlayStation VR. So like a man of 39 years old, instead of making sure I had my rent covered, I went and bought a PlayStation. Fucking idiot.
Rent be damned.
Yep. Yeah. Kick me out. I'll be homeless. I don't give a shit. I'll be in a different reality. This one's virtual. I'm appreciating real life a little more though now that I have put it on. A lot better clarity in this one. You know what I mean?
It's a little bigger.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. 1080i or what is this in this one? 4K. We got 4K in real life. No, it's dope though. I fucking love it. I love just even wearing the headset just to play regular games is awesome because they're huge, right? And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's finer detail and looks clear on the fucking TV.
I bet you look just fucking awesome from the outside too.
Man, I look cool. Like I got
my underwear on and my headset on.
Yeah. I have a shirt that doesn't totally cover my psoriasis.
You don't need it, man. You don't need to wear anything. You're in VR.
I'm looking around the room the wrong direction from the fucking TV. My eyes don't work properly. I had a buddy growing up. We used to call him Shivering Johnny because he would try and look out the side of his glasses all the time.
Please do tell.
He'd stare looking at you like that. Shivering Johnny. Couldn't legally drive until he was in his 30s. I think he got him fixed, but he used to ride a quad all the time. Quad wheeler. Yeah. No, don't let him in a car. Give him something with an open fucking roof and no seatbelts. Will it do 100? It'll do 100. He's fine. Don't worry. Fuck. Yeah. No. Good dude though. Shivering Johnny.
Shivering Johnny.
Super good driver.
Well, fuck. When you battle in an uphill battle like that, to even be an adequate driver.
I'm the best driver. I'm the best driver.
Oh yeah, I was doing some of that in that fucking VR, driving them cars.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he's doing some Rain Man.
What games you got there? Oh, racing, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Gran Turismo's got a little. Well, you know what's fucked though is okay. So there was a couple of them I had that I was like, oh, it's got VR. It must be like the games are VR. It's like no, they got like 2 VR levels that they made for the game after the fact, And then the VR games are. Lame, a pretty lame bunch from but some are pretty fun. There's one I played last night that scared the piss out of me so fucking bad. I had to take the headset off twice. It was one of the ones you get with the demo. So if anybody's got the PSR fucking VR demo disc, something in blood, Bound in Blood. Or,
Is Beat Saber on there at all? Have you seen Beat Saber? Because
I
that
did have a
game
look
looks
at it.
fucking
Well, Beat
awesome.
I did have a look at it, but I can't remember if it was a demo on there or if it was something else, because the
new
nephew was
Dance
interested
Dance.
in that too. Yeah. And I was, well, yeah, a 12-year-old boy wants it. Of course, Russ is into it. What the fuck are we talking about? Was I
VRs.
VR?
12-year-olds inside me.
Don't worry. I'll keep this train.
Jesus,
Yeah.
goddamn.
Yeah,
Gran Turismo.
you're weird, man.
Turismo.
You're
Oh,
weird.
games. Oh yeah, looking at games. So there's this one, and it's like a rail shooter style one, but you're actually on like
Okay.
a carnival ride, and you're going through a haunted house.
Oh yeah.
And holy fuck, man, scared me so badly. The first time that I got scared playing it, I yanked the headset off because I just didn't know what to do. Like I panicked and I was like, I don't know what to do. So I just yanked it off and like I pulled the fucking thing that wraps around the outside off it. About 10 minutes, I put everything back together. Like fucked it up. And then I was like, okay, that'll be fine. I'll give it another try. I'll know what to expect. So I get through that part. I'm like, oh, that's not bad. And I'm like, Dusty, it's fucking VR, dude. I had to gear down like when I've been getting the shit kicked out of me in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I had to bite down and like focus and like really, okay, here's where they're coming from. I got to really pay attention. I got to really mentally fight, because it's like that's like, doing MMA and shit. I'd be getting the fucking shit kicked out of me. And it's like, well, you got to fight back. You can hear, and you're like, oh, so just lying here taking it isn't an option? Okay. That's what it felt like. And then the second time that I took it off, I was like, I just can't do this. Like I couldn't get through the demo of the fucking game.
Oh jeez.
So yeah.
Intense.
I don't. Yeah, maybe there's something wrong with me. I guess, or that game's broken. But like, fuck, it was way too fucking scary. But the shooter games were really fun. The one of them, it felt. I mean, it didn't feel just like holding a gun, but it was as realistic as aiming a fucking pistol. And hard to keep it out of my mouth. Hey,
Oh.
that's how my brother killed himself. I
Uh-oh.
know I'm joking.
Oh,
I'm
my.
crying about him this
Yeah,
morning. Hey,
Jesus.
yeah. Well, it's my brother. I'll do what I fucking want.
That's
Your
right.
feelings being hurt. Anyone who's listening, if you think that's unfair, I live with it every single fucking day. I made the joke. Piss poor, suck my dick.
Or you
That's what you have to do,
wanna
though,
drink
now,
the blue
though.
there.
Yeah, I
You
can
know
use
what I mean?
another.
You're
You're
gonna
empty
make a joke
too,
about
there,
anything,
buddy.
you have to
I do
actually
want to drink it.
be assaulted in that way.
Piss
I gotta
poor,
find a
suck
place
my
for
dick. That
this.
sounds like what I might be living under a bridge doing next week. We'll see here. might just quit my
Yeah.
job and just give up at the same time.
Living it troll style, yeah.
Yep.
What
yep.
I do?
Well, when you start
Behind
to
you?
spiral, you might spiral out of control. What are you doing there, Wallace?
Trying to find a place for this microphone.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mix you a drink.
Well, you mean us?
Oh, anybody listening at home?
You're mixing yourself one too. So.
Better have yourselves a beverage. The boys
Beverage.
are having a whiskey. Oh, you know what? Also reminds me. So I drank a little bit of Maker's Mark on Saturday,
Oh yeah.
which I don't drink Scotch normally very frequently.
Knocking back the Maker's
But
Mark.
let me exactly just like the boys.
The boys.
So yeah, it really
Island
really
boys?
fucking got me drunk in a hurry. That shit, I tell you what. Just drinking it with ice and that's all.
What song is that from? That's the only reason I know.
Knocking back to Maker's Mark. That's hold on, fucking lean on Sheena.
Oh, Lean on Sheena.
Lean
Yeah.
on Sheena.
Yeah,
Only reason I
Yeah.
know what that is.
good fucking song. One of my favorites actually of the Bouncing Souls. Makes me a little teary-eyed every time. Always makes me want to punch somebody who looks like he hits his girlfriend. I see it, I'm like, there's a Chad out here by 7-Eleven somewhere just fucking waiting for one. Once again, what were we talking about?
Oh boy, now I
Having
have
some
no-
drinks.
We are off the
Maker's
fucking
Mark,
rails,
you were having-
boys.
yes, Maker's Mark on
I was
Saturday.
drinking on Saturday.
Yeah.
And the reason being was we were going out to a gala.
Oh,
Went
yeah.
to
Yeah.
a Saskatchewan Soccer Association gala. Spit that out, holy fuck.
Gala?
Gala.
You didn't
Yeah,
send
it was
us a
alright.
picture
It was
of your
lame.
frilly getup.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't nearly as attractive. I looked good.
T-shirt
You
and
know what I mean?
jeans.
No, wearing a
Sweatpants.
suit.
Oh,
But I bought it secondhand, so
Yeah,
everybody
suit-
back up a
suit
little
shirt.
bit. No, it was it was a whole room right full of nerds. I mean, it was the Saskatchewan Soccer Association. That's what was going on.
was fucking
Salisbury was
Jeff
there,
Salisbury
probably.
was at my table. So,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
of course.
No, it was it was fun, but it was also not for me.
No,
No,
soccer's not for you.
No.
What?
no,
Why?
like
Why were?
the-
Why were? You Celeste play soccer or something, or like?
No,
Why were you guys
Her best
going to that
friend
thing?
is involved in trying to get a fucking like stadium in Saskatoon.
Oh, I
so
see.
he's right in this shit,
Mm.
and yeah, so he invited us because he's like, we got room at the table for one more couple, and I need you guys to help out, like give out these scarves or some shit. And I was like, I don't want to do any of that, but free drink. And I was like, I mean, I'm doing stand up. There'll be material here, right? No, not really. Honestly, it was just that, like, a bunch of nerds patted themselves in the back. I was trying to work on a bit about how, like, most of these people, like, and it's serious. The one woman even brought it up. She was like, yeah, I noticed a lot of our stories start the same. We started doing this with our kids, and 25 years later, we're still doing this. And I'm like, do you ever feel like you're just the only one then? You know what I mean? Like, no one was doing it before, so I started doing it, and then no one would ever take over, so I just kept doing it. Well, it's been 25 years. I'll take that award, I guess. You know,
I've been doing it for so long. I can't quit now.
Yeah, I built something nobody wanted, no one cared about, and now I'm giving myself an award. Is how it felt. It's how it felt, and I understand all the good soccer does in the community, and everybody there was very philanthropic. They were trying to fix water problems in communities, and I was like, that's cool. Sure does feel like, though, a bunch of nerds doing a nerd thing for other nerds. Because like the one person got an award for lifelong soccer player or whatever the fuck they called it. And like from playing soccer, not coaching it, playing soccer.
I've been playing soccer a long time. I got an award for it.
You know what I mean?
Not great at it, even.
But I'm like, okay, so I'm like, how do you play soccer for to years? I'm like, because if you're playing hockey professionally for 35 years, that seems impossible, you know. And it's like, oh, there's no professional leagues at that level, you know. And it's, and I'm like, no. So wait a minute. So when you were first 5, and you started to play some soccer, you're 40 now. So you have 35 years soccer experience? Were you playing professionally? No, I just kept playing rec leagues. You know, afternoons.
Well, my parents just never picked me up.
I'm the Lance
State
Armstrong
of the arena.
of biking. Hey, I got 35 years bicycling experience by those standards. Yeah. I'm a prodigy.
I've got a lot of walking experience. I'm a good walker.
Holy fuck.
I walk.
I've
been walking for a while.
Critical, but I kind of feel like that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
I feel like there's a sadder layer to this story. It's like, I don't know why you're giving me this award. My parents forgot me there. They never picked me up.
You didn't hear the first part of the story. I said 25 years ago I got left
Started
here.
sleeping under the bleachers.
Yeah. I was owned by the first team. They just kept me.
I had to do something or they wouldn't feed me.
Yeah. So support your local soccer. Anything just gets the kids out there doing something fun. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm there for.
And the moms.
And the moms. What about the dads? Why do you always neglect the dads?
You're right.
Get those soccer dads' email addresses.
He'd love to. Gross. Oh, what else is going on with you, dudes?
Oh, not much.
Dudes.
Not much.
Dudes, tell me.
Nudes?
I know we didn't.
Did you say nudes?
Play any music this weekend.
No,
we did not.
We didn't do that.
And I wasn't just playing with my video game thing. I did it with my nephew for most of the day Sunday, so he was playing with it for some of it. And watching me wistfully, like an adult.
Wait, he's the adult in this?
Yeah.
Who's the adult here?
You're just eating.
What's an adult here?
Eating Fruit Loops and playing video games.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
He's cooking your dinner for you.
Yeah.
Sewing your
laundry in for
sewing
me.
your tattered clothing.
Oh, this is hilarious. I didn't tell you guys about this. Sorry. Just looking at the other bits here. I'm just going to tell you the story.
Give us your little bits.
But this actually really fucking happened. So the other day I'm at work. I just get in, and my coworker Curtis is like, "Fuck! I just about had to punch this guy out for Chris." And this is our boss. And I'm like, what? Chris needs you fighting his battles, you know? Chris is 6'3", well over 300 pounds. So he's a big fucking dude. And he's like, well, there was this fucking homeless guy out back giving him shit. I'm like, what do you mean? Chris comes over and he's like, "God, you wouldn't fucking believe it." He's like, "Heard this rummaging around out back, so I go and have a look, and this fucking homeless guy jumps up out of the dumpster. Then he comes over to me,
as they do,
like, what are you doing here? You know, like I'm in on his territory or something." You know? And
this is my expired bologna.
Exactly. You go and scoot, you know. And Chris is like, "Well, I work here. This is my shop." And the guy looks at him and goes, "Oh, you look like a fucking slob."
Wait. The homeless guy called him a slob?
Homeless guy called my boss a slob.
Oh, that's great.
You look like a fucking slob. And he just stood there with his mouth open like, what? And he goes, "Could you even find your dick under that thing?" Talking about his gut. And to be fair, my boss is a slob. I mean, he's known for his slovenly ways. His zipper is usually undone. He was wearing a T-shirt that did not cover all of him. But so right away, Chris starts to defend himself. He's like, "Well, but I had this T-shirt on because I was going to unload the shipment we had coming in before I went out to work." I'm like, "You have to defend yourself to the fucking homeless guy, Chris. Like, he can fuck himself. Like, what are you doing?" He's like, "Yeah." So I started like being like, "Whoa, what the fuck? I don't know why you're giving me a hard time. I leave you bottles all the time out here." And the guy's like, "You didn't leave me any fucking bottles over here." And he's pointing at the garbage can. And Chris is like, "Well, it's not my garbage can. This is my garbage can. I got bottles in there." And the guy's like, "Okay, well, then thank you." And then he around for it. And I'm just like, that guy roasted the shit out of you, Chris. As part of my bit, I was like,
I
this
love
guy's
that.
like, he's like, you look like fucking garbage or whatever. Eh? He's like, you find your dick under there? I'm like, yeah, he had good material. You must have been researching him for a bit, because check and check.
He's watching
Yeah.
from the dumpster.
But yeah, so the end of that, the end of the joke of that is, so then
I'm
this-
homeless, but you look homeless.
yeah, right. Yeah, I got to embellish that a little bit, but his realness was just, you look like a fucking slob. It's like, sorry, you just climbed out of garbage. Okay? You look like a fucking slob. So then on the joke I tag on to it is that, because I love seeing this, is that he rode away on like an adult-sized bicycle, but with training wheels. Did you see that every once in a while? They got like all the bags and stuff piled up, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I was like,
Oh, boy.
with training wheels, we'll call Chris a hepatitis hippopotamus. You fucking hepatitis hippopotamus. Pedal.
This is my establishment.
Yeah.
Well, this is my home.
Yeah, this is where I do business as well.
Are you invited?
Yeah. Do you know Mr. Hutt? Intergalactic Space Slug.
You look like a fucking snob.
You look like a fucking slug. Yeah. No, and then just right after his dick immediately after that. Hey, like, protect your appearance, now let's go after your manhood. Yeah. Unfucking real. And it's Chris that, like, right away, like, he didn't know how to react, and then that he was defensive was the funniest thing in the world to me, because I'm just like, you do not need to defend yourself against these homeless. You just run them out. But then they tell me immediately afterwards, like, well, did we tell you about that other one that was jerking off?
Was
And
he
I
in
was
the
like,
back?
I beg your pardon?
He's just in the back, coming with comeback jokes. Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah,
gonna show him.
Yeah. He's out hanging out with other homeless so we can learn about the scene. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna get him with some deep cuts. He's not even, cans of beans. That's it. That's where
I
you get
guess,
him with the
you know,
cans
a
of
homeless
beans.
guy has reached the bottom. There's nothing more you can say to him that would really hurt.
What's
can you
worse
say?
what's worse than having nowhere to live and you just have to scrounge to exist? Being
Russell.
stuck in this fucking closet with you guys, I guess.
Yeah, I
That's
guess
pretty
this
much
is
it,
pretty low.
Hey, you guys want to drink to
Hey.
the bottom of the barrel?
Yeah.
Hey.
Ah, shit, we are too.
Oh shit, we are too. Son of a bitch.
Oh, by the way, Dusty.
And how?
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is that you, mother? Oh, I had a bit in here too about how I'd been like been getting visibly fatter. All my
I
all
think
my
I have as
jeans
well.
are now made out of sweat mat material. You know? I said
My sweat jeans?
I think the next step's muumuus.
yeah.
Hoping tarps become fashionable. I got some cool ones.
Paper
Ponchos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Garbage bag ponchos.
So, I fucking and I've always been kind of a big boy. When I was a kid, my grandma used to call me Crisco. she thought Lardo would give me a complex. It was nice. It was a brand name.
Crisco, no.
Yeah.
Your top shelf.
Come on, boy, Crisco.
Make some good pies.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No name.
Oh fuck! Just ripping through my set from last week. Just be like, this is what I was doing. That's what I was. I like this. So I'll try them out, and you guys see what you think. Well, this is good. Okay, so I got a real hard time telling the difference between accents and speech impediments. Like, for example, I thought I was really into Irish chicks. Turns out I got a thing for hair lips. You know what I mean? Like fucking chick who sounds a little bit like Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And looks like him, too.
Wascoey.
get over here, you
Well, here's the
wascally
thing with that,
wabbit.
though. So I don't think that's an accent. I think that's water on the brain.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I don't know
Well,
if you guys have seen his head. It is cartoonish.
Oh, yeah.
I really hit the cartoonish heart on
It's
that.
water
I think
boy
I think
season.
It's
It's a little
funny.
swole.
Yeah. He's
As well.
it is cartoonish. He is a cartoon though. That's why it.
That's
sounds-
why?
Mhm.
Oh,
He is
okay.
cartoonish. Yeah. So then, I mean, you're just talking about what I'm into. Yeah, we say how opposites.
you're into
attract,
water
right?
brains.
Opposites attract.
yeah.
So I'm always been dating these really, athletic women with really great jobs, big throbbing cocks. That's opposites of me. That's what I've been into. So, yeah, I'm doing some of that. I was trying to figure out how to make jokes about the Ukrainian-Russian war here. That was just a little what you're seeing going on there. You should be able to make anything.
I see your web
Well,
here.
You should be able to make
Sorry.
anything funny. Actually, this is a good
You're
one
trying
here.
to crack this code.
Well, I ended up with most of my material being around Madison Cawthorn, which I don't know if you know who that gentleman with the girl's name is. Madison Cawthorn, real Hitler Youth-looking little motherfucker in a wheelchair.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
know.
I don't.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the Republican Party.
You do know Madison Cawthorn. Okay, well, you're going to appreciate some of this then. so like he was just recently like on television being used as Russian propaganda because he was like this Zelensky's no good. He's like the Ukrainian prime minister, eh? And so yeah, I had a bunch of different bits about here about how he's a wheelchair bad boy. You know what I mean? Because he's got all these videos of him like punching fucking trees in the wilderness until the bark falls off.
Look at me, I'm better than Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
That was Teddy Roosevelt was in a wheelchair, right? Was that right, or am I thinking of someone else?
Winston Churchill? No,
No, not Winston Churchill.
No,
It was an
Roosevelt
American
was in a
president.
wheelchair.
It was an American president. Yeah, I think it was Teddy
FDR.
Roosevelt. Was it
Yeah,
FDR?
his legs didn't work.
Oh, okay.
That's
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
You got them no.
There
What
we
the
go.
fuck do I know?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well,
So no,
we'll
like
Google it.
so he got all of his fake tough guy shit, right? Like, so first off, I always assumed he was in the wheelchair because of like a military thing or something because he's got the haircut and he seems like it.
Yeah.
Totally just a car accident that he was a passenger in,
caused.
and his buddy passed out while driving, and he'd had several impaireds previously, so it was just like luck of the draw. He was the one not driving that time when they fucking crashed, right?
fuck.
So he ends up in a wheelchair and ends up in Congress, and then he's playing all this like wheelchair tough guy bullshit.
Yeah.
Like he's been caught more than a few times with guns and knives like tucked into his wheelchair, trying to come like into Congress and shit
Yeah,
like
I've seen
that.
that, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Well, he keeps being like, "Oh, I just forgot they were there." So my bit was gonna be like, "What do you get? One of them Swiss Army wheelchairs?" He's like, "No, I just used the tweezers. I didn't know there was a Glock tucked in there." You know, like.
oh yeah, it was FDR. I
Oh, there
googled
we
it.
go. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. I was all
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh yeah. So also the reason he was in the news again recently because he's all, well. First off, I'm like, yeah, he's kind of like a puppet for Putin or more of a marionette, I guess. You're gonna do the NSYNC dance right afterwards, and then okay, so then he was married, and he met his wife. This was the story originally. He met his wife at a CrossFit competition.
Him.
No, yeah. You goddamn homophobe. No, it was a lady, and then you start finding out. Well, I met this Russian woman.
So
at
she
a
was a
CrossFit
lady.
contest. And then you start to find out he met this woman at a CrossFit contest in Florida. And then you start to find out, he even brings a story up afterwards where he's like, well, I think it was kind of a setup for me because it turns out there wasn't really a CrossFit competition. Some guy he knew, some mutual go-between, was like, hey, you should come down here. We're doing this CrossFit thing. And he's like, well, I'm in a wheelchair. And he's like, you can do some chin-ups or whatever, you know? And like, legitimately, I'm not making that goofy part up. So he comes down, and then they immediately set him up with this Russian woman. Oh, you check her out. What's this all about? Well, it turns out the whole thing was a fraud. Like, there wasn't really a CrossFit contest. There wasn't really any of that going on.
But he set him up.
The whole purpose was to get him next to this Russian woman who he married, and now he's going through a divorce with. But it's like, you know, can this guy be more of a Russian fucking operative than that? You know, so I haven't figured out, that's real shit, so I haven't figured out how to work that all into a joke like that, a marionette bit. But yeah, Madison Cawthorn.
There's gold in them.
Madison
Dusty, you're
Cawthorn, now you know.
mining.
And I ain't making any of this shit up either. Like, that's the horrendously terrible but hilarious part of this is like, no, it's all fucking verifiable. You do a quick Google search on Madison Cawthorn, all of this shit will come up. And probably more fucking detail than I have.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he seems like a real good
I thought it was a woman there in Madison there.
Well, I jerked off to him 3 or 4 times before I realized different.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
I was like
I mean,
checking a lot of my boxes.
do what you need to
Your name's
do.
Madison, you're in a wheelchair. Check.
Yeah.
Short haircut, little
So-
handle on top. I'm into
yeah.
it.
The Republicans are just contrarians, aren't they? Right? This pretty much proves it 100% because it's like, oh, the left is supporting this war. That's definitely bullshit. That's going against the Russians, which we've hated for years.
Yeah.
That we've been telling the left to hate for years, and now we're gonna love the Russians because the fucking left love them.
Yep. No, it's funny. They're and in general, like I mean, Mitch McConnell is married to Eileen Cho, who's like her family is a Chinese shipping magnate. You know, like a cocaine Mitch, they were calling him for a while because they own so many like shipping companies and shit that one of them was being used to run cocaine for a while. So I'm not saying he was actually doing it, but they're that kind of like monopoly fucking massive empire where he's married to the Chinese equivalent of that. You know, and she was working in Trump's White House as well.
All the plot thickens.
You know what I mean? So it's like, the Chinese are out to get us. No, they got you. They got you by the dick. You know what I mean? She sucked you once, and now you're there. They're all the fucking the Russian honeypots have been in. Oh man, Maria Butina. Are you familiar with Maria Butina?
No.
I'm fucking bad with
The
names,
the Russian woman who infiltrated the NRA.
Maybe.
Oh,
Slept
okay,
her
yeah,
right at the top of the
I heard
NRA.
about
Now
that a little
she's
bit.
back in Russia right
She's
now,
back in Russia.
doing like PR and shit.
Fucking right. She got an award from Putin for the work she did
Okay,
while in
I know
America
exactly what you're talking
after
about.
they negotiated her release back to Russia. But she's Maria Butina, a very interesting story. She managed to get a boyfriend who was within the NRA, and then honeypotted a couple other guys while doing this, and then used it to get compromised and work their way up. And what's interesting, look at you doing there with the kid with the really bad teeth from fucking Sexier Things there. Yeah. That's what it's called, right? Sexier Things.
Yeah. He's rubbing his lips a little.
So I don't know if anybody else paying attention to this, but the NRA, look into fucking what's been going on with them, because they've been at a board level at the top, all infighting amongst each other. There's been blackmail. There's been fucking they're embezzling. Like, they're
African American
it's
male.
all spinning out of control. And again, they've been pushing Russian propaganda for fucking years. And when people are like, well, who gives a shit if a fucking Russian's involved in the NRA? Here's the thing, Bear. Russia doesn't allow their people to have guns. They have no interest in the populace having weapons. They don't want it in the first fucking place. So to think that they actually have a vested interest from someone who was an absolute cutout for fucking Vladimir Putin, that they're going to try and do something that's like, well, no, they just want to help Americans keep their Second Amendment. No, they want to figure out a fucking platform that they can inject their propaganda through and have you believe it because it came from the NRA.
Oh, it worked.
You're fucking right. But it's all eating itself. All that fucking dirty money's all coming back around to get them. Like, it's disgusting, but it's like you just give it enough fucking time. It annoys me because there was like, as an example,
the train crash itself. Really.
Well, but as an example, there was
the tracks,
when Paul Manafort was still Trump's campaign manager. He'd made a deal with a guy who ran a little shitty bank out in the Midwest to give Paul Manafort a loan for like $18 million when no bank in fucking North America or just about the world would touch him. Yeah. And the deal was this guy was supposed to get a position within the Trump government, and he gave him a list of all the positions he wanted, and they went through with it. He didn't get the job he wanted, but he got a job within there, and it wasn't one of the ones on the list. But he still went to fucking jail for that 6 years after the fact.
Yeah.
But again, they still got everything they wanted. Manafort still got his $18 million, figured out how to maneuver it around and hide it, went to jail for a bit, got his sentence commuted because of COVID.
How many years did he get?
Manafort, I think, is out of jail now already from when he first went in. Well, not even for the same things, but he went in. And then this guy, I don't know if they went, but he was only going to jail for a year anyways. Oh yeah, no, but that wasn't even that wasn't even the treasonous shit, I guess. But that's Paul Manafort used to work for the Ukrainian government when it was still all run by Russian oligarchs. Like when they ran the previous Ukrainian government out, and now Zelensky's in, so they actually have a democratically elected leader. The previous guys, that's who Paul Manafort worked for. He had this black book ledger that they found where it was all this money going out of the government to him, other oligarchs. He owed money to fucking oligarchs. This Oleg Deripaskov, I think, was one of the ones that he owed money to, that he was trying to placate the whole time when he was around Trump, because it was like, well, how are you going to get me my money? He was like, wow, what else do you want? You know what I mean? I got the ear of the president. I'm running his campaign. So, yeah. And again, all these dicks are sanctioned now. Yeah. Which is, again, they're going, well, it's not a big deal, right? And then Trump's losing money. You know what I mean? It's like, well, why? Oh, because it was all in rubles? Because it wasn't ever your money in the first place? Yeah. Good.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes the time. Yeah, right. He's not the solution.
There wouldn't be a war. There wouldn't be a war.
Yeah.
He was giving him everything he needed.
Yeah.
It's fun times.
Yeah, we're living in a weird fucking wild one. I was just looking at my bit about gas prices. It was I had
the guy you ran into on the road.
I had a yabba dabba do my way on over here today. That's yabba dabba do.
Yabba dabba do.
About that politician you ran into at the gas station.
Oh, fucking what's his fucking name? The guy running for the leadership of the Conservatives.
Yeah,
real piece of shit.
So we're a political podcast.
I just keep showing up. I'm walking around trying to get gas, and guys are trying to rig gas prices in front of me to fucking sell their narrative. Well, it's going up later. Yeah, go fuck yourself, how about? You're still doing the wrong fucking thing. And if this is media, where's everybody else? You got your own private fucking production company. And they're like,
wait a day, maybe.
Yeah. Well, and again, you're running for the leadership of the country. Basically, if you want to be the leadership of the opposition, you want to run the country if things go right for you. Yeah. You don't have every fucking news camera in town when you're trying to do a fucking little speech to the people. Yeah. No, it's right to Twitter. And hey, it's just, we're all legitimate. There's nothing shady about the real media. Won't come out. I'm like, I was standing there watching you not invite any of them. You know what I mean? Like, you fucking lying pricks. But yeah, they all get fucking found. And you know what?
Well, they gotta look like
everybody who believes any of these fucking assholes and gets on board and actually gets their panties in a bunch, going, well, but no, I think he's gonna do a good job, or well, I think maybe I got this one point that I can cling to. Yeah, okay, you'll be seeing when you got no mental health in your communities, when you got no fucking health care, you got no fucking schools, you got shitty water, you got garbage roads, all the shit that keeps to be fucked by these guys because
guys
you guys don't hold the cost. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm talking about. Homeless are getting better and better material. material, and we're going to share it with politicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The homeless are learning.
Gears, we gotta
The homeless are
change fucking
learning.
gears. I can't do this anymore.
That guy's a hero. I love that story.
Yeah, he's a man for our time. He's the hero
He's
we
a
all
trash
needed.
box hero.
He's out there just doling. Oh yeah, no, I forgot to finish the end of that story. So when they're like, "Yeah, did you see that guy jerking off that time?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Yeah, this fucking guy's rooting around out in the front parking lot." And they kind of come out and be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he walks over by the building besides us, drops his pants to his ankles like a 5-year-old, and just starts whacking his dick. And the traffic. And it's like
I wasn't there
8:30
that
in the
day.
morning. My buddy's like, "I haven't even finished my tea."
I wasn't
yet."
even in the area.
Yeah. Yeah, usually you guys put it a bad
Must be
signal.
must be some kind of copycat jacker out there.
His tea.
This copycat's running wild.
Sipping his tea. Hey. My word.
Yeah.
This man in his
Yeah.
tallywhacker.
Yeah, I'll give me 1 squirt of cream.
One lump or two.
No, the
Oh,
whitest.
the whitest cream in all the land.
You guys are gross. It's a gross thing to say. Yeah, carry it for a second when I smoke some weed.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I was gonna get a drink, so this
Yeah,
is
me too.
horrible.
You're drinking
Horrible
faster than
time.
me.
Oh, I gotta pour you one too.
Oh, yeah, that's how it works.
I guess I am the bartender.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, Russell.
I don't know about you.
What do you got to say? Hey.
I don't know, man. I think this game
Well,
we're
thanks
making.
for coming.
I think this game we're making. I'm gonna put a bunch of secret dicks in it. Gotta hide them from you. Even you're not even gonna notice. It's gonna be very subliminal. It's gonna be subliminal.
Well, if there's dicks around, he'll suss them out.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I'll find them.
His face pressed
Like a
against the
truffle
screen.
Who's Nick Cage in this?
Oh,
There's
Aha.
Have you watched that?
Yep.
I haven't.
Oh
actually.
man, he's talking pig.
Yeah, I know about it. I just
Yeah.
have
I'm
not
telling
watched
for the
it.
people at home, fuckface.
Well, okay.
I'm not yelling at
Well,
you.
I'm at home.
You know, none of this is about you, Russell.
I was like,
Oh, I see
you know
how
what?
it
Maybe
is.
I'll have one more, just a little sploosh. I don't want
Okay, a
to
little
get too carried
sploosh.
away. Just a small,
That
even smaller
movie's
than
like
you guys. 'cause I
John
gotta
Wick.
listen. Whoa, hey!
wait.
He said sploosh, not splash.
Jesus Christ.
Why do I have less than
Trying to
you?
turn me into my father.
It's like John Wick meets the food industry. It's wild.
So
Have you
does he
seen
go?
it?
No. Does he go?
Oh,
does
so
he
I'm
kill?
ruining it?
Does he
Okay.
kill? No. I
I
have
thought you saw- oh.
no
No,
interest in
no
watching
interest
it.
in watching
So,
it.
please,
Okay.
by all means, ruin it for
All
me.
right, so I'll do the entire thing for you. Yeah, so
Spoiler
the whole
alert.
story is that he used to be like this top chef in this major city. I'm not sure which, and he's just filthy. He's a slob, just living out in the bush with this pig. It's the only thing he has. He
Got
runs
homeless
this fucking
people
pig.
calling him out for that every day.
No, he's
Look
the
at this
homeless
piece of
guy.
shit, yeah.
That's how cool he is in this fucking movie. But okay, so
I'm gonna hold the mic up a little closer
he
to your
just
mouth
looks
now.
at the start of the movie.
Ross got it into his left
He
teeth.
just looks
right
like
now.
this. He just looks like this fucking homeless guy. What? What are you doing?
We're all pointers at you.
All right.
Lift your mic a little, man.
I'm trying. It's so heavy.
Use your mouth and neck. I know they can handle the load.
Yeah.
It's not in my strong arm.
Anyways, you were talking about pig.
I was talking about pig. Yep.
Tell us
So
about
he's just a
pig.
slob. Oh fuck! What was I? Where was I?
Living in the
this
wilderness.
rich, this rich oligarch. He's not an oligarch.
They all are though. That's, you
They
should
all
start, yeah, I'd seen a meme about that. You know,
But he drives down
normalizing
to the
old
woods
words.
to this old fucking guy to get truffles for him, and he thinks that he's just some old guy living in the fucking woods. So this kid who gets these truffle from this guy wants in on the industry, and his dad is like a mob boss as far as chefs are concerned. They deal in illegal truffles,
Ah, shit.
and so there's like this underground ring of chefs
dumb
that
story.
trade
Black
in
market
truffles.
truffles.
Dumb.
Yep, it's a really dumb movie, but
No. Continue though.
anyway, I'll continue.
I still want to hear.
Yeah.
I'm just adding commentary to your commentary.
Mhm.
Yeah. So he takes him. They take the fucking pig, and Nick Cage loses his mind, as Nick Cage does, because that's what his career is now. Nick Cage is losing shit.
Losing his shit.
Mind. Other body parts like this time I want to lose a spleen. I think I can do it. I think I can convey the message that I've lost a spleen.
So he comes back to the city, and then it just gets full on John Wick. Like, he's not kicking anyone's ass, but he's just like this legend, and he's like, everyone respects him, and there's these underground crime syndicates and shit, and he's going into these secret rooms, all for truffles. There's no drugs. There's no.
Well, wait a minute. Does he just walk around and look though? He doesn't fight nobody.
Doesn't fight nobody. He's just a boss. Goes into every
I'm
place.
looking.
I mean,
Watch out! I'm looking.
This is some low-level fucking interaction as far as acting.
Yeah.
So he just
I
shows
didn't say
up.
it was a good
He
movie.
just shows up, and then people are like, "No, we really respect him. I guess just give him the
No,
truffles."
they're like afraid of him though. They like treat
Yeah.
him like he's John Wick.
They give him
That's why
fear
I'm taking
truffles,
that
son.
picture.
Oh, okay.
It's the weirdest fucking movie. So weird. Yeah, there's no fighting. He gets his ass kicked many times. He just takes it.
Truffle
And
man.
he's like, I'm the boss, though.
Take that, truffle guy.
He sounds delusional. Man.
Sounds like Nick Cage.
Constantly getting shit kicked out of him. No, but I'm seriously the
See, but
boss
that's the
here.
mystery. Cause
Oh yeah, no, he's the boss. We should all just give him whatever he wants. You want the truffles? No, don't worry about the cocaine and shit, heroin. We're just still dealing with that. Give him the fucking mushroom things. I don't give a fuck.
That's
Get
the
him outta
mystery
here.
of the whole movie. Because they treat him like he's John Wick, but he doesn't do shit. He doesn't do anything. He's still this guy from the woods. It's a weird movie, man. And then he finds out his pig gets cooked into bacon, and then he cries. That's the movie.
Oh,
Wait a minute,
they cook his
even
pig.
revenge
He's got like a
pig?
pet pig, or it's his
What's
truffle
that?
hunting
This is
pig.
the opposite of John Wick in every single way. He gets the shit kicked out of himself. They steal his pig and they eat it.
It's reverse
He
John
doesn't do a
Wick.
fucking thing.
Yeah, no,
Rollins, have you
now
seen
that,
John Wick?
now that I think about it, this isn't John Wick at all.
Oh my god. What would he be more comparable to then? Who you just know he's a badass, but you don't see him do anything badass. No, I can't think of any one
No.
example. Even every example I can think of, I'm like, no, Denzel Washington still broke that guy's fingers. You know what I mean?
What are you thinking
Yeah, I
of?
mean,
Equalizer?
Equalizer, and I'm
Yeah.
like, no, he was just a badass in that. See, that's how hard this is like, because it's so dumb. Why would he? Well, Nick Cage, hats off to you. You once again have created some type of thing that it's like, not only is it barely watchable, you've never seen anything like it. You'll try and compare it to someone, and you'll be wrong every
Blow your minds.
time. But if you're Ross, that was fucking about 90% chance anyways.
I thought I was watching John Wick, okay?
Yeah. This dog is fat.
It makes weird
Why is that
sounds.
dog so fat?
They're cooking the dog. Oh my god.
You tell him to find mushrooms? Cool.
Mushroom hunting dog there. Yeah. Truffle sniffing doggy.
Truffle loving. Yep.
Trouble love.
Truffle loving. Every night and day.
Getting it hot and sweaty in the back seat with that truffle.
Yeah, me too.
loving.
I'm all hot and sweaty.
Getting percolating.
3 sweaty dudes in a closet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Electrifying. Moisturizing.
Moist.
Rubbifying. Oh,
I
fucking
am
what would Henry Rollins do? Henry Rollins would come to Saskatoon in May of this year.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go see him. I assume it's spoken word bullshit.
Cancer bats are coming in April.
I'm kind of stoked about that. Actually, comeback
They
kid
just
as well.
What, like
Yep.
just stories?
I
I've never
assume
actually seen
so.
his shit.
Maybe takes his shirt off a bit. I don't know.
He's just gonna go.
He's like, no, I just reenact some of my most famous roles. So here's me as a white supremacist. I need a volunteer from the crowd. Most famous role.
My favorite role is him in the
I'm an actor. I'm an actor. I'm an actor.
The Crow. The Crow. That's the best thing I've
yeah.
ever seen him in.
Yeah.
And it was a short little thing.
Jesus.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, they're all short.
It's just
Gets out of
a
his
short
car
little
and
thing.
some shit and fucking calls this guy an ass hair, throws him around a little, and then he drives off or something. Yeah,
Makes
that's it. It was
Ass hair. See you later. See you next time, folks.
Peace out, ass hair.
Mhm.
You know who's a good ass actor or singer turned actor or fucking musician, rock and roller turned actor? Hugh Dillon from the fucking Headstones.
Oh.
Not familiar with his work.
There was a
What's he?
there was a
acting in?
fucking cop show set in Toronto that was like the sniper like fucking team or whatever for SWAT for Toronto. That he was on that. He was like a bald guy in that. He was in was the show The Fucking Expanse, I think, and there's a space show. He was like a space captain, but his best role
Oh, I think I may have saw
was
that.
the movie Hardcore Logo.
Hardcore logo.
You're familiar with the movie Hardcore Logo, are you not?
I think I've seen it. It's older, right? I think I've seen it way
yes.
back.
Pure Canadiana punk rock
Mm.
magnificence. I can almost guarantee you've heard songs from it
Probably.
because they wrote an album for the movie. So the movie's Hardcore Logo. That's the name of the band that Hugh Dillon fronts. He plays a character called Joe Dick.
Oh.
Guitar player, gentleman by the name of Billy Talent, which
Yeah.
is who Billy Talent named themselves after. And Joe Dick, they convinced the band to get all back together for like a final kind of reunion tour, but it's at like a kind of a punk's dead kind of fucking phase. And they lie about this other old punker being dead to be like it's like a memorial fucking thing, like partway through it, you know. But it's like it seems like it should be like a funner like road trip kind of thing. Like I don't know if any of it was shot in Amigos, but it's set in Amigos for one of them. Like it's like like actual real venues from across Canada. Like well, because Hugh Dillon was in the Headstones, so they made a real band for this called Hardcore Logo, and they even wrote songs for the movie, which I may have been written beforehand, but it was still music exclusive to it. So like Edmonton Block Heater is an awesome fucking song.
So being a punk rocker from Canada, I should absolutely
and an original, but good goddamn luck finding it. Because it only exists on VHS. It has never been released on anything else, as far as I fucking know.
I'll try to find it online later.
Good goddamn luck. Good goddamn luck. Because the only way to fucking put it online, if nobody else ever did, was you'd have to get someone who had a VCR that hooked it up and did that shit. And even finding a copy, like Lee has a copy, obviously, and that's where I've seen it. And I had a copy for a while that was wore the fuck out, and you couldn't watch it all the way to the end because it wouldn't fucking rewind. And then I didn't have.
Early 90s, right?
Yeah, something like that. But it was, but again, and it was a small run. Like it wasn't. I mean, it was in a time where they could have probably had it out on DVDs. You know, if they'd ever done another release of it. Yeah. But it's real underground. Neat. But I just assumed you had because I was like, because I felt like I'd seen it late by seeing it in my 20s. You know. Yeah. Fuck. But anyways, Hardcore fucking Logo. Just Hardcore Logo. I don't know everything. But Hardcore Logo, if anybody else is listening and you want, first off, an amazing soundtrack. Secondly, an excellent fucking movie. I don't even want to talk about it too much even because there's, Hugh Dillon's incredibly good in it. I mean, well, he's playing a rock star at the time and he was in the Headstones. So it was, he was up there playing himself basically. But it's good. It's dark. It's gritty. I can't remember the fucking name of the guy that directed it, but he's like kind of a cult Canadian director, McDonald. And of course his last name's McDonald. We're Canadian. I can't. Yeah, you'll probably find it in 2 seconds. Rest is still on the fucking thing. I even know how to run these. Oops, is that me doing that?
Looks like 96.
What was 96?
No, that's just the video.
I thought it was older than that.
I thought so too.
But
let's
no, I've
see.
never
Director Bruce McDonald.
Bruce McDonald. Yeah, no, I've never seen it released on anything else. It's so fucking good, man. Like McDonald. Yeah.
Soundtrack's amazing. Hardcore Logo. Yeah, when you started that conversation or that story, I thought you were talking about the Green Room.
Oh.
Patrick Stewart and that other.
Also good as soundtrack.
That actor that died, the kid. What the fuck's his name? He was in Star Trek.
Kid that died in Star Trek.
Yeah, he's not a kid. He's like early 20s, but still a kid.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that played Chekhov.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the newer Star Trek movies.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, the Green Room is kind of similar. Well, not really. It's a.
That's the same, but no, I guess not.
Hot take.
Hot takes. There's a hot take for you.
Same. Jurassic, Titanic, Jurassic Park, Titanic, Slapshot. Yeah, these are all the same fundamentals.
Movies are all the same.
No, I said it's barely a comedy. Like it's very dark and gritty. I said it seems like it should be, right?
Yeah, okay.
It's like this band, and they're kind of like faking their way through the tour, sort of, and like, and it's it seems like if you just read, it sounds like it should be a comedy, and you're like, no, it is not. It is not.
I saw Joey Ramone's in the cast.
Well, the Green Room is more of a horror thriller.
Yes,
I don't really remember the movie because I saw it a long time ago.
Again, I haven't seen it in.
Can't remember shit about it.
At least 12, maybe 15 fucking years. But yeah, it was excellent. Excellent. The final scene is all I gotta say. The final scene in that movie is what it's all about.
Which movie?
Hardcore Logo. Hardcore Logo, Chris. Hardcore Logo. Same movie we've been talking about.
He's not doing a bit, folks.
Real life Chris. It's a show in itself.
Oh my god.
It fades in and out.
You got any good band stories you want to tell? I had a request for more of those when I was talking about what we did in the first one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, there's lots more of those.
Band stories.
Well, I mean, you want to talk another tour. This would be the Selma, BC experience. Remember that?
Selma, BC.
Holy fuck rolls. So we're doing a tour through parts of British Columbia and Alberta and whatnot. And we end up picking up a buddy of ours, Brando, R.I.P. Love that fucking guy.
Okay, I know what this is called.
In Kelowna, I think. Did we pick him up in Kelowna?
Yep, it was in Kelowna.
And we end up going to Salmo, BC, which is a little tiny fucking town or area.
With the promise of a show called Scumbala.
Scumbala, that's correct. Many of you at home may think you heard incorrectly and said, no. Salmo's right beside Shambhala, which is a huge EDM festival and happens every year and is really cool and thousands of people show up for it. this was Scumbalaw. This was on the other side of the creek/river, in a area of land that these people had kind of squatted upon, and I think somebody owned it, but they were like the structures on there were fucking never pass a code of anything. You know what I mean? Like, and so we travel all day down there, getting absolutely wasted on the drive, and get to this thing being like, oh yeah, no, there's gonna be a show here. There'll be power, and like we didn't
There'll
ask.
be power.
In my head, I'm like, there'll be power.
Yeah.
So we get out there, and then it's like, no, there's like one extension cord. Most everybody just took a bunch of acid.
10 crust kids on
and
acid.
like the crustiest of fucking crust punks. You know what I mean? The kind of crust punks that like would leave the city to go hide out in the wilderness somewhere and be mistaken as
more dogs than
Saskatchewan.
humans.
Oh fuck, dude. Yes. So we started getting a vibe as a band, and I don't know if any of you guys grew up in small towns, but you ever been to like a pit party where all of a sudden you're just like, oh, we're all gonna get beat up, aren't we? You know what I mean? You can just feel it in the air. And I remember calling our drummer at the time, being just like, yeah, man, like I'm getting bad vibes from this. He's like, I don't know, I feel like it's gonna go really, really wrong. And our bass player Shar was like, no, I want to stay. It'll be fun. And we're like, well,
She loves everybody.
They're not gonna start beating you up, if this is what's going down. And so yeah, we all fucking freaked out and peeled out that night. And then came as close to getting impaired as I can possibly get without getting one. Shortly down the road, because they were check stopping people for the big EDM festival, and
Which was
we were
right
just
next door.
we're just a bunch of
The real.
just a bunch of tired musicians rolling through. We're on our way to we're not even stopping here. So yeah, we got to the next place we could find was this incredibly fucking cool little campsite, Rockin' the River, which I think is what I remember it being called. Because I've been there again since then. Because I was like, oh man, if I'm ever out here, I got to try and find that place. And I did. And it was just as fucking cool. They got really cool little campsites. They're all got kind of themes.
Yeah.
Everything's all like kind of decorated up and shit.
And what was weird is that it was right beside this fucking EDM concert,
Yeah.
but it was like it still had lots open.
Yep. We were just on the other side of the little bit of water that was there. So
Yeah.
nobody thought to come over there, I guess. Which, good for fucking us. Because, yeah, we ended up, because it was kind of a bum vibe after that. And then, like, well, there's a little kind of clubhouse thing. And we're like, we'll go hang out in that for a bit. No, there's a stove in here. We can cook some sausages on
And
here.
an N64 with
We
Mario.
played some fucking N64.
The highlight of the
Played
whole
was it
trip for
bumper
you.
pool they had? You remember it was bumper pool or regular pool, but I remember playing some sort of pool.
Bumper
And
pool's the one
Nintendo.
It's got the little
And-
knobs in the middle of the board.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay. Yeah,
It might have been
that's-
that. I don't know. I just remember it
little
sucking
rubber
a bit.
bumpers.
I remember there was a big table.
But yeah, no, it was. We had a really fucking fun time
Might have been a
that
food
night. Like
table.
just partied all night. I passed out in that little rec room. Yeah, man, that was. So that was a good example of really making lemonade out of lemons.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Got a lemon squirted in our eye, and we changed it up for evening of fun
Used-
times on the
used-
Nintendo.
used
And
lemon
that
for
chick
lube.
that ran that place was pretty cool. I
Dope as
remember.
shit. We played some
Should've-
fucking tunes in there.
Should've
Or you
played-
did. I stomped along and ate sausages. Like I do.
Yeah, she was cool. She was like a witch. But a nice witch, a
a
good
witchy
witch.
woman, a good witch.
You know, like
You know
those
that
cool
movie,
ones
The
that
Good
get-
Witch? That's about
get
her.
a mushroom out in the woods.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of those
Yes.
house-sized mushrooms.
Yes, they always got hallucinogens. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's cool. It's always gonna be chill. Yeah, I got a dragon, but it's a chill dragon. Yeah,
I've
man.
heard some shit about witches. Don't worry about it, bro.
Yeah, it's all pretty much true, but it's cool though.
Eat your supper.
That Hansel or Gretel's. Give a shit. I hate kids anyways, right?
This one has some nice marbling.
You heard what I said about the
Yeah,
castrating.
Well, that's why she was pinching my gut.
Oh yeah.
Just 'cause
You got a
it's
little
like
meat on those
fun,
bones.
Also, yeah, we can give you a little honk.
Yeah.
Little squeeze and honk. Okay, well, we're at an hour now. Should we start talking about anything we want to get at the end of this fucking...
Should we
Is
start
this a
bringing up better
podcast?
stories? Can I cut
Do we-
out? Can I take
Got
another
some
shot
hot.
at pig?
Do you have some hot takes?
Can I take another shot at pig?
Got any hot
Title
takes
your
there,
sex
Chris?
tape.
Yeah.
That is some low-hanging fruit, as they say.
Mhm.
Yeah. Trying to adjust that, too. I don't want to make it so homophobic. That got one, but I do.
And then Nick Cage came out of the woods and told me I was a slob.
So amazing. I know, right? Like, the way, can you just...
Joke's on him. I was fucking his
laughed
pig.
so hard. I laughed so hard. And just when he started defending himself, that was the best thing. Well, I put this on because I had to do some... Chris, whoa, buddy. Whoa. Well, that's like getting robbed and giving shit about not having enough when you've been, well, times have been tough this month, you know? Or, fuck off. But yeah, no, I'm gonna do stand up again here Wednesday night. I'm gonna try and work some more new stuff. And
Do we got that show coming in May?
still haven't heard nothing.
Oh, okay.
So nothing's nothing.
Mm.
But I got that one the 18th, I believe it is.
Mm.
I kind of can't remember where it is, so I'll try and remember one of these next ones. But yeah, I'm gonna work on more nerd-related jokes and get them all sorted out so I can befriend these nerds, learn their ways.
Mm.
I think I'm in nerd denial, though. I started being like,
Nerd denial?
nerds, what do I know about being a nerd? And I'm sitting there in my sweatpants with my VR thing and my whole wall of Predator and Mortal Kombat collectibles all
Just looking
arranged
cool
in a
as shit.
diorama. Like, you don't even know, dude. Like, Celeste bought me moss and rocks
I know.
so I could really flesh
Yeah.
out my fucking...
I've seen your
Yeah,
diagram.
it's-
You haven't seen
it's
it
beautiful.
recently, though. I updated it
Got
about
new
2
moss
weeks
and
ago.
rocks. That sounds
hot.
sexy.
It's a hot diorama. It's
Nice.
multiple levels. She bought me
no
a shelf.
chicks allowed.
She bought me a shelf for Christmas. It's just a shelf, you know. She's like, "Well, I thought it'd be good for this." So now I have a shelf, and I got the top of it, and then I got all the openings in the bookshelf, so it looks like a loading screen for a fighting game at the bookshelf. And then on top is 1, 2, 3 different fighting scenes playing out, with a top level with another fighting scene with a Batman and a Predator fighting it out,
Oh.
and then the third Predator just chilling,
Rubbing it
he's
out.
just checking shit out, just fucking, you know, vibing.
Yeah, do you have the child predator figure? It's a young
Weird-
predator.
Looks
It's-
weirdly
it's a-
like
yeah.
us, yeah.
No, it's a young predator. You know, it's the youth predator.
Yeah. No, I don't have a child Predator.
Your collection's not complete until you got one of those. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm it's a nerd. I'm a nerd. I didn't know it, but
Well, welcome to the club.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get used to that smell, I guess.
Yeah. Ooh, that smell!
my,
Can't you nerd that smell?
my brother one time woke up with his truck on top of a. This is a real story, because I know I had Beaver's Dam stories jokes recently that weren't real. This is a real one. Matthew woke up one time to that song, and him and his buddy were on top of a beaver dam in the truck, and the whole inside of it was covered in vomit. They were both passed
Nasty.
out, stuck on a beaver dam, which can happen.
What am I doing on this damn dam?
Yeah, once again. And what is that smell? I mean, I like the song, but I don't like that smell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, good weird day. Waking up crying, spending most of the day laughing though. And that's been good.
That's good.
I've
Get
been
the laughs
making
in there.
myself laugh so hard writing this fucking shit, man. Like, because I think I'm hilarious. So it's
Oh,
like,
we
As long
think
as
you're
you're
pretty
loud,
funny
bitch,
too.
Fuck the audience.
yeah, that's why I want to try it out on you guys too. And if you're like, you know, if you guys don't even laugh at it, I'm like, oh fuck, okay, well never mind then. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's just too shitty to begin with. There's nothing really good there, you know. What's this one here? Oh yeah, that's the one I talked about at the beginning. Anal fissures, prolapses.
You know we're not very
I think the
smart,
prolapse
right?
I hit hard. No,
Maybe
that's
you
good.
shouldn't test it on us?
No. It turns out people are dumb, so that's what I need to gear it down for.
Oh,
I started thinking about that more and more, and I'm like, well, I appreciate it.
We
I'm
are
like,
the
yeah, but they
target-
know my
target
background
audience.
and what I'm already thinking. I got to dumb shit down more. I got to make it for everybody if I want everybody to laugh. 'Cause that's kind of the point. You know what I mean? I mean, I want to do my jokes, but I want every person in the room to laugh if I can get them to. You know what I mean? I can't get everybody every time with everything. But fucking most of them, most of the time with most of it, I think that's pretty fucking attainable.
That is pretty good.
Like, just figure out how to word things correctly. Like, for example, I got a note, like, for this show, I can't say cunt. And I was a little annoyed about that, because I'm like, well, what if I want to fucking say cunt?
That's the only one you can't say?
Probably some others.
That's the
I
line.
gotta avoid gay jokes as well, which I don't really have any. I have one that like touches on the subject, but it's more at my expense and about my ignorance of proper term usage. You know what I mean? It's not like at anybody; it's at me, if anything. But anyways, I'm like, you know what? That's fine. Because if I want, what?
So this is a note for you specifically?
Yeah.
They don't just hand this note out to
No, it was
everyone
me
who goes on stage?
specifically after
Oh,
something.
okay.
The
Go
person
on.
doing the booking saw my set or what I was working on anyways, and was like, okay, cool. Here's the thing, though. We might have to cut cunt. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be great for the show. And I was kind of annoyed because I'm like, I don't want anybody telling me what to do.
What
But
if
then
you use alternative terms like axe wound or gash?
See, okay, well, that's equally gross, but I mean, you got the right idea. Though. See, I thought about going the other way, like cute ideas, you know, or just, you know, even the stupid, the very, very stupid and obvious. See you next Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's, everybody knows what it means, and you get what it is.
What does
and
that
then-
mean?
Oh God.
That's
He doesn't know.
C-U-N-T. See you next Tuesday. Holy fuck. Okay, so maybe I got to dumb it down a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe.
The spelling's going to be an issue.
That's like when I joined the Pen 15 Club.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, there'll be less sodomy this time, though.
Sodomize it.
So anyways,
that's a reggae song.
Those were
right?
2 notes that I got. Less cunt and less gay jokes.
Mm.
But I thought it was good too because after I thought about it, I'm like, well, I should be able to make anything fucking funny. If I'm a comedian, that should be the thing. It shouldn't be, I just do my thing or I just do my type of stuff or this is how I it was like that's why I tried to do the sink joke because I'm like, well. If I'm going to be a comedian, I should be able to make find the humor in anything. Again, the war in Russia and Ukraine. I don't even want to talk about it because I don't even have an opinion. I'm like, it's bad and terrible. You know what I mean? Like, well, maybe that's the joke. It's like, hey, I want to have a joke about this, but it turns out there's nothing funny about this whatsoever. There's no angle you can take where you can find humor in this. Doesn't matter which side you're on. I'm like, no, it's just pure shit all around. That's it. So maybe that's the joke. I don't know. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, there's fucking humor in everything. And again, like being real sad on and off lately. You know what I mean? It's like, find the humor in that. Yeah.
Turn your tears into laughter.
Yes.
Turn your tears into lubrication.
This is the second note we're gonna get. Is you guys give you cut Russ. I mean, no one's.
Yeah. Oh, I like it when I cut myself.
Here we go. Now
yes.
Quality yeah. So that's it. I'm gonna do some of that this week, and then.
We get what we get, and we don't get upset.
You're gonna quit your job tomorrow?
That's quite a possibility. It might be a little like a week-long quitting or something. But
well, you know what? That's perfect time to just batten down the
wrap
hatches
up
on
everything I can for the customers real quick, and
really focus all your efforts into this.
Yeah.
What is going to be insanely popular? And
well, now that we've got a locked-in name and stuff,
scheme.
we can.
This is our empire, Russ.
Yep.
We're
I want to
building
hear more
empire.
about you guys in the game though too. So I'll have to make sure there's some done on it so I can hear more.
As we chip away. Hey, speaking of which, do you want to work on game today?
Today, sure.
I mean, why not?
You
Fuck
just see
it.
the little smile creep across Rolls' face.
We were gonna do it Sunday, but I mean, we did it.
We should
last
just
night,
squeeze it in.
just
Just
for a couple
squeeze it in
hours,
whenever
just
we
do whatever
can.
the fuck we feel
You
like.
know, yeah.
Making
We should just
progress.
squeeze
If
it
you start
in.
getting burnt out on it, going back to a schedule is nice. But if you're excited about a project, sometimes it is nice to lean into.
Well, I feel like we're gonna forget what we learned or what we did the day.
Oh, that's happened to us. That's happened several times
your
already.
Personal handicaps is the first step.
We've started like 3 times previously on a game and just we stopped doing it for whatever reason, time problems and shit like that, and then just restart again next time. So we decided we're gonna buckle down and finish this one.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
because we fucking fail at
Finish them.
everything. We quit. Quitters.
No, not really. We just kind of get
No,
busy.
we're quitters, Russ. We gotta stop being quitters.
Well,
I'm gonna be hard on yourself.
But
no one
what?
else will.
I've got a hard on. But if we quit quitting, we're also quitters. And that's true. That's true. If we quit quitting, we're still quitters.
Well, yeah, but we.
Look, the only thing philosophy is I think you all want to fuck your mothers. That's
Well,
all I know.
I mean, let's not dive into that.
That's all I know.
Is that all it needs to say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pages repeated.
Freud. My mother, she was wearing a Freudian slip. Oh my. Yeah.
Good stuff, Russell.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Now, but you, what are you doing this week? Not quitting your job?
He doesn't have an exact job to quit.
Skip
doesn't have a boss, so.
Keep chipping away the commissions I have.
Started homeless. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping to hit the dumpsters and call that guy.
Hey, no.
Material I've been working on. What is that, Dijon? Looking sharp. Classy.
I found a bow tie.
Yeah.
It's got a little pizza sauce on it, but it's still a bow tie. And it's my bow tie. Nobody's taking my bow tie.
Dijon straight in the fucking right in the,
Dijon
deep in
touch.
the bone.
Mm-hmm.
Deep in the funny bone. You like that. Yeah. Well, it's a fancier mustard.
Yeah, I have a jar full of
Fancier
Dijon in the
mustard,
fridge.
right?
It's
If you're going
delectable.
to a galley, you slap a little poupon.
Yeah,
Right?
little Grey Poupon.
Smell like fancy mustard.
Mm-hmm.
The grub was good though at that thing. Let me tell you.
Oh,
what.
probably.
They can fucking Saskatoon in putting on a spread.
Mm.
How's Jeff doing?
I'm trying to think
Jeff
if
is
anything
Jeff.
outrageous happened with him, but I don't remember him being totally out of place at any one time because he was just so many other nerds.
Oh,
He's just blended in.
Little bit, you know, like he wasn't the only guy there wearing a soccer jersey. You know what I mean? Because that was the thing. That's what people were doing there. Normally, only guy there wearing a soccer jersey. It doesn't seem to matter what's going on, and he's got one on. So yeah, it was. I think it was a nice night for him. You know. And
It's his night. He's the belle of the ball.
That's you know what? That's how I should have looked at it. It wasn't about me. It was about everybody else around me, which I don't care for. I don't know why I'm involved in activities like that to begin with.
I don't want to do things that involve other people.
I got
for
that
their
headset
benefit.
so I can escape the reality of the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just put a slap on your VR at the gala.
Yeah. Yeah, good to see you.
I am playing soccer.
Foreskin. You know what they say? No goal.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, foreskin. Foreskin is the goal.
Foreskin is the goal. No, foreskin is the goal. You know, that'd be an evolutionary move we should probably try and pull off, right? I know, it's like just
pull off the foreskin.
Yeah, right. Stop having to trim it and just start growing dicks without it.
Yeah, so we should make that happen.
Primo.
That's
helmet heads out there.
That's where we're at in science, eh?
Yeah. You know what? I guess I don't know. Maybe there are some out there that it's kind of like that, where it's like, meh. We got trimmed off. What's the difference? Okay. Maybe there is. I don't know. I guess I'm not seeing enough uncut wieners.
More aerodynamic.
Those Olympic guys. Yep. Better for running. But I bet you if that guy had his foreskin, he probably wouldn't have frozen.
That's right.
Probably.
You got a toucan. You got to keep it warm.
Yeah.
You lose most of your heat out the head. That's what I was told. And then she yelled, "Get out the lawn, Crisco."
Oh my!
The neighbors is looking.
It's neighbor.
Yeah. Well, should we call her a fucking
we could.
Afternoon?
It's been a while here. I got an hour and 15 almost.
We'll get back at it. I'm sure the first 3 minutes weren't just dead air and us shuffling.
Yeah, there was a few minutes of crap. Yeah, that was all about half an hour or more of your mic not being on.
Enthusiastically, my mic wasn't on.
It's funny because you actually checked before we started. You know, is mic's on? Yeah, you looked at it before we started and it wasn't. Yeah, I should hope so.
We should tape this down, though, honestly.
Oh boy, should tape you down.
I did. Yeah, I did that also before I came in here.
You taped it down. Yeah.
You know, I get.
Do you also call it Mike? Just tape it down, Mike.
Michael, if he's nasty. Well, on that note, again.
On that note,
Tales from the Funbox.
Tales from the Funbox. Signing off.